Down and dirty indeed, yes. The Walkman Professional that had the battery leakage. Oh, you made it back safely then, Carrot House, with your new toy. I expect to see this new toy of yours on the next video. So yes. This poor Sony Walkman, which has suffered a terrible battery leakage and is very ill. So I don't hold out that much hope for it, but well, we'll see what we can do with it. See if I can work some magic on it. I've never opened anything even remotely like this before, so I don't know what is going to be in here. But it's heavy enough, so there's going to be plenty in there. Make like a proton? No, I'd rather a positron, personally. What have we got? We've got screw there, screw there, screw there, screw there. Nothing on this side. So I'm just going to start by unscrewing things and see what happens. Tiny screws. And it looks like we're 5 followers away from my target. We're getting so close. Right, I must say a thank you to Moonwire Ducky and Broken Code for the follow over the past couple of days. It is very much appreciated, getting us closer to that target. Oh, there's corrosion in here, all right. There's also some notes on the inside. From 1990. Can't quite decipher those. Hey, Soze, how you doing? Let's see if I can get a bit closer on this. How's that for corrosion? It'll focus. Oh, this is corroded, yes. It's battery leakage, so I don't hold out much hope for this circuit board, but well, we'll do what we can. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why you take your batteries out of things before you stop using them. But in other news, I found my other glasses, so I can see again now. Oh, it looks even worse close up. It's but a flesh wound. I've had worse. Oh. Now, do I want to vinegar that? I think I might. See what happens. Oh, it's cleaning it up a bit. Oh. Even getting the rust off the whatever that is there. A motor, a solenoid, or is that even another battery? No, it's not another battery. Ugh. I'd say no, there's no conformal coating on there at all. Let's give it a squirt of IPA now as well. Trying not to dislodge any of these wires. Plenty of bodge wires on here. Oh. Well, that's cleaner anyway. Can't see it working, but it's cleaner. Oh yes, alcohol and vinegar. Typical Friday night out. Well, that's cleaned that off quite nicely. Still a few bits around the place, of course, but I can see the circuit board now, and it's not looking happy. Let's see if this will zoom in for me. There's plenty of corrosion here. All corroding away here. Not happy at all, this lot. See plenty of copper showing through, and bits where there's probably no copper left. This doesn't bode well. You listening, watching me at work? What? How dare you do such wicked things? What have I done with my microscope thingy? Never worked anyway. Oh, there it is, on the desk. Okay, Wi-Fi attached, and does not want to talk over Wi-Fi, this thing at the moment. Ugh, that's horrible. Oh, and now the everything's going wrong at the moment. Now the camera has decided to lag. Go back to me overhead. A bit more sensible, that. Let's disconnect the mobile and reconnect it again. Come on, connect. Come on, connect. No, mobile doesn't want to work now either. Typical this. Oh, I'm going to reboot the mobile. It likes to be rebooted every so often. I can find a cable for the microscope. Yeah, I can use the one the mobile's using. Ah, hello Wesley, how you doing? Let's duplicate this and add a video capture device. That one there. That one, there we go, that should work a bit better. About to need to replace a serpentine belt. Oh, nasty job. Oh, I don't envy you that job at all. Right, I've got my microscope thingy working on cable now instead of Wi-Fi. We can now see the lovely crustiness that is the corrosion on this board. Might have survived underneath all that corrosion because I think it's quite thick copper traces, thankfully. But a lot of the solder mask has disintegrated and lifted off. I'm hoping it is just surface corrosion, yes. Because if it's more than just surface corrosion, then it might be curtains for this. So the traces are all fairly thick. It's not like working on a PC motherboard where everything is ultra fine and the slightest bit of corrosion will destroy a track. On this, you get a certain amount of leeway with it. My biggest worry is that the mechanism itself is sort of seized up. I have freed it a bit, but it's still pretty solid and crusty and green. So I think I'm going to have to take off the top part of this as well and get down into the mechanism. Don't know what that's done, if anything. Got some movement here. And here. It's got switches falling off. come out. Or not. Or is there maybe something else holding it in here? Goes. You can see the amount of corrosion in here now. It's not happy at all. A lot more screws to come out now. Yes, this might be a might definitely be a lost cause, this one, which is a shame because these are lovely, lovely walkmen. Let's just take the battery unit out. There's a load more corrosion down in there that I missed earlier. Eight little ones from the back plate there removed. What else is there? There's one in the corner here. One here that wants to come out. Well, this one is the professional stereo cassette recorder WM-D6C. I'm pretty sure Techmoan has shown off many, many times. Get the lid off somehow. Don't quite know how this goes. Lots and lots and lots of wires to it. Take this plate off though. Yeah, audio equipment, vintage especially, is getting just silly money these days. This is gunky, horrible black, corroded metal powder coating, which is not pleasant. I've got lid coming away. Ew, this is horrible. Look at that. Ew. Yuck. So corroded, it's taken the whole powder coating off. Ugh. Whoever decided that batteries should be alkaline needs taking out back and dealing with. Looking a bit less corroded anyway now. Ugh. Yes, I don't know if you saw the video where I unpacked all this lot, but yes, I had to take the batteries out of this that had been left in there for 20 years maybe. And they were just a big lump of green corrosion. And I've just broken a wire with this. So many tiny, tiny wires holding it all together. Fortunately, it's not going to be too hard to fix. But it's that little wire there just goes down onto this little leaf switch here, so that's not really a problem. But just goes to show how short some of these wires are and how awkward it's going to be working on it. With everything all bundled up in these wires. But that used to be black. Yeah, they weren't pleasant. Still quite a bit of crusty green down underneath there, though. And need dealing with. Not pleasant. Now, how do you supposed to get into here? I think dismantling this is actually going to involve an awful lot of desoldering of all these wires and making copious notes about which colour goes where, which is never something I look forward to. I'm going to do the unthinkable. WM-D6C service manual. Good old manuals lib. Then have the capture. Find some buses. And get the manual. Download PDF. Open in Ocular. And let's see what this has to say about anything when I run OBS on my other computer. Right. How to solder. Even tells you how to solder in here. Here's a block diagram. Disassembly. Oh, I could have done with reading this earlier. Upper and lower panel. LED board. It's pretty useless, this. It just says undo these screws to take it out. It doesn't mention anything about having to desolder 600 miles worth of spaghetti to get at the screws. Looks like all the wires go over the one side though, so maybe it will come out in one piece. When installing the main board, set the volume to 10. Right, that was welded in place then with corrosion, so no, that wasn't going to go anywhere. I have got some sort of movement of this within the case. So there is a chance it might come out if I can lift this end up. It does say to remove it this way around. It says to remove this screw and that screw and two other screws that I can't actually find at the moment because they're buried under all the wires. So let's do that. Let's take out that screw. We'll take out that screw. And there are two other screws, one over this way somewhere and one up here somewhere. Ah, there's that one, hiding up there. Tiny, tiny screws. And then one down here somewhere. There it is. And that removes the board from the mechanism. There we go. Board lifted up. Lots of crusty bits in here that have fallen down. Lots of gloop on here. Ooh. The belt's nice and floppy and got a nice kink in it permanently there, I see. It looks like there is only one belt. Nice and kinky. I like a nice kinky belt. It's quite loose and fairly useless, I think, that belt. So that's going to want replacing. Let's see if I can get this focused. But actually that doesn't look too bad internally. Bits of corrosion around on places like here. And on some pots that want a bit of a clean. That's the volume control there, or what's left of it. Nice and green. And the main circuit board, everything looks a bit corrosion down in here and under here. These inductors. More crusty glue down here. It's yeah, it's not too bad actually, all things considered. It might be resurrectable if we're lucky. The mechanism down in here looks reasonably clean. Oh, I like my women. Back to that one I want. Yeah, it's not going to be an easy clean, but it shouldn't need that much. No, I like my copy like I like my women. In a mug. Absolutely carrot house. All points of my streams are interesting. Some are more interesting than others. So, what's to do? What's to do? The worst part of the mechanism corrosion is going to be underneath this circuit board here. I do believe. So I'm going to see if it's possible to remove this circuit board. Okay. Nothing really on this side. That looks quite clean. So all the seizing up of it is going to be on the other side, on the spindle side. I wonder how hard replacing that belt is going to be. And do I have a spare? I would hope I do. I've got a bag full of belts. That's too big. That's too small. Something in between. That seems pretty good. No, I'm not going to undo that yet. I'm going to RTFM. Where is it? The part of the manual about replacing the belt. Is there even a part of the manual about replacing the belt? No, there isn't. Helpful. Motor pressure measurement. Flywheel thrust play adjustment. Oh. When you've got a manual that goes on about flywheel thrust play adjustment, you've got to read it on stream. Turn the thrust screw counterclockwise until the screw tip leaves from the flywheel shaft. Gradually turn the thrust screw clockwise to the position where the motor current suddenly increases. There's nothing whatsoever about replacing the belt in here. Useless. So I'll just have to make this bit up as I go along. Like, how on earth do you get the belt through there? When I upload the VOD for this to YouTube, I'm going to have to mark it as 18 plus, aren't I? Most definitely not Cobb. That would get me banned. I really don't want to remove this spring clip. There is a gap down here, but it is tiny. I might be able to maneuver the belt around that side of that post. Nope, not wanting to go. Push it down. There we go, got it. No, I just undid, I think. I'm confused now. Where do I want? Get it off that side. Right, I've done half of it. The other half might be able to get out through here. Yay, got it. Yes, we're just 5 away from the target. That's a pretty good match for the belt. We're in. We are in. That might be good. Yeah, I'm of the opinion that it's impolite to post other people's, or not other people, for me to post my stream information on somebody else's chat. That's why I'll mention that I'm streaming, but I'll never actually post the link to the stream myself without express permission from the chat owner. But of course, that doesn't stop anybody else from posting it if they want to. That's entirely up to you. But I don't do it myself. You can, seeing as I do already, so... We are the TT Appreciation Society here. And if you look in the information about my stream on Twitch, you'll see that my one and only recommended channel is Tech Tangents. This is true. Right, belt is replaced. That's one good thing anyway. Lots of corrosion to deal with. I don't think there's anything else I need to do in here, in this section. But maybe a bit of a clean up around here. We don't. So just lift this up a bit so I can see. I can't see what I'm doing. A lot of this. Oh, that's fizzing nicely. Fizzy fizz. I have toyed with the idea of running a Friday evening stream in... Oh, hello. I went bling. Hey. Jaywalk94, welcome to the fun. Courtesy of Carrot House. Thank you very much. We're now 4 follows away. Yes, as I was saying, I have been toying with the idea of running a Friday evening stream in the hour before Tech Tangents streams, and then raid the Tech Tangents stream from my stream. So we'll just have a pre-Tech Tangents warm-up party almost. But that's not too easy now that we're into GMT. It was easier when it was we were in British summertime because I had the extra hour. Ah, you've co-opted a fellow cohabitant. Good thinking. It's quite crusty, this bit here. This is what I'm dealing with at the moment. I've neutralised it pretty much. Well, there's still a bit of fizz there. Remove the label. We are getting a bit cleaner here now. It's still really crusty here. It is very much appreciated. I do try and make them enjoyable, even if it's just relaxing banter in the background while you're doing something else. I think that's about as clean as I can get that bit at the moment. Down here is crusty, but neutralised now. Yeah, I don't do anything but laid back. I was born laid back. That's looking a bit better. Give it a quick squirt of alcohol. Right. Now I need to try and get into this section here somehow if I can. But it all looks riveted. So maybe I'll just vinegar around here. Just to neutralise it. Oh, for your modem, yes. Looking forward to getting that old one going. Closest I've got to it is that's in the cupboard. It's an ISA modem card. Not sure what speed it is, 56 probably. But it's a similar sort of vintage. Yes, I do enjoy doing these restorations. There's something very cathartic about cleaning things up. Starting to feel a little looser, actually. Considering it wouldn't move at all when I first got it. I'm going to want to lubricate that somehow. I'm not sure where my oil has gone. Should be up here on my shelf. There it is. This is typical 3-in-1 oil, but it's very much got a mind of its own. I keep it in one of these little squirt bottles with the tiniest of tiny nozzles on it, but it leaks everywhere. Even when it's upright, it still manages to leak. I think it's actually seeping through the bottle itself somehow. I'll stand it on a shelf upright, and a couple of days later there'll be a little puddle of oil around it. Right, that might improve things. That means then that all that I can look at now really is circuitry, which is scary. Still some crusty bits on here. I'm going to give it another quick soak in vinegar over this side. A nice crusty bit of battery contact there. There's a wire here going nowhere. That's not good. Over by where the battery was, so it's very corroded over this side. We've got wires that are disconnected, where it is all corroded. Eaten through the wire itself, which is not nice. This could be tricky to work out. Lots of pads, lots of wires, and not a lot to tell me what goes where. I do have a layout diagram which includes the wires and ooh, useful. It appears that it actually has the colours of the wires on this one. Oh, well done, Wesley. Those kind of clips can be a bit of a pain, can't they? So I have a diagram here now. It's not very clear, but you can zoom in. And it has, that's a red wire, that's an orange wire, that's an orange wire. There's a blue wire. That's a black wire. That's a black wire. That's a white wire. And I can get back to my microscope. There's a blue wire, there's a red wire, there's a black wire, there's a white wire, there's another black wire. So I might be able to work out where these go to and resolder them. But this bit is looking quite crusty still. The solder is very white rather than silver. I think that's going to all want re-blowing all that solder around there because it's really quite horrible and crusty. This is pretty delicate wiring, this. I must clean up this bit of battery contact. Not shown you this yet. This battery contact here. Not supposed to be blue. How's that for corrosion? Not much left of it in places. It's going to work today or not. Might not be working. Why not? ASMR, but only out of one side, unfortunately, at the moment. $56K beatboxing. I don't think so. I have been called to do some beatboxing in my time, but I'm no good at it. Not sure I can get this any cleaner. I think we're down to rust now. Corroded metal. But it's no longer green anyway. Except there's a big lump of green there. Reminds me of that scene in Blackadder when Percy is trying to unlock the secrets of alchemy and produce gold. And instead he produces a lump of purest green. I think that's what we've got here, is a lump of purest green. These metal tabs, these are where the battery connects, which also needs a bit of TLC as well. That's rather corroded there. That was the other half of what I've just been cleaning. Semi-clean now anyway. Vinegar, followed by IPA. Right. I do have contact cleaner, but precious little of it. I need to order myself a new can. Right, let's apply some heat and some fresh solder to some of these bits here. It's so crusty it won't solder. Yeah, I could do with getting a fiberglass pen. I used to have one years ago for cleaning copper-clad board before laying down tracks for etching. Back in the days before Chinese PCBs were so readily available. Such a thick layer of crustiness on this solder that I can't get through it to melt the solder. Give it a good blob of flux. There we go, that's what it wanted. Shiny! Right, now then, what's soldering where of these wires? Can I get them back on, or I lose them completely? You can get the wire to tin. The actual wire itself is somewhat corroded inside the jacket. It's not happy, this wire. I did an 8-track car stereo a while back, and half the wires in that had all completely and utterly corroded internally. I had to rewire the entire unit, which was an interesting job, it has to be said. It worked in the end, though. We got there. I had to replace germanium transistors and everything in that one. Well, what's going on with this wire? But it's just black. Oh, hello. Keld VK, thank you for the follow. Another step closer. Welcome to the fun. See if I can get this to solder down now. There we go, that's better. The wire itself is corroded up inside the sheath, so getting it to solder is not easy. This is a Walkman Professional WMD6C, which has been completely destroyed by leaking batteries. So a lot of it is green, a lot of it is crusty, and now a lot of it is covered in vinegar as well. And I'm trying to reattach wires that had corroded and broken off. But the wires are so corroded, they won't take solder. Had been stored in a cellar for, well, I think the batteries have been in there for 20 years. I don't know how long it'd been in the cellar for, but certainly a fair few years. So it is incredibly, incredibly crusty. But a nice bit of kit when it works. This wire is going to end up with nothing left at this rate. I might be running a new wire for this one. It depends what you define as fun. I'm enjoying it. This wire now might be too short. Oh, might just reach. Might just reach if it will solder. And of course the other one comes off. And then I put that one back on, the first one falls off. Can't have them both on. This is what I could do with one of you guys to hold the other wire for me. There we go. They're both on. Fun watching my pain, isn't it? Nothing compared to the pain of rebuilding the power switch on the telly last stream. Oh, that was pain and a half. Okay, so we've got a white wire here, which goes up to the same block of connections. Or it used to be white, now it's more of a creamy colour with green splotches. And this wire is completely corroded inside as well. Not a lot left of that wire. Getting shorter and shorter and shorter. I think this one is going to have to be a replacement wire. That one is dead, absolutely dead. So what about this red one? Red goes... Apparently there's a red up this way somewhere according to the manual. There's the chip. We've got this copper here, which comes in here and up here. And next to it, here is the red, which I think must be that blob there. Got another black wire there that's fallen off, which looked like it went to here. Yeah, there's 3 black wires together going to that same blob. Oh, this is icky, to say the least. Some of those bits of tape. Where's this coming from? Over that way, and there's a bit of spare. That's good. Let's get this black one done first. There's a lot of corrosion down in there. For now, clean that up. Oh. Next, yes, I want to try and solder that if I can. I do want to try and avoid having to rewire the whole thing if possible. Show you what the wire is like that I'm trying to deal with here. This is going to be it's going to be a multiple stream job, this one, definitely. Let's get my microscope back up. See if you can make out the wire. There we go. That's supposed to be copper all the way, not just a few patches and loads of black. And that's what I'm trying to deal with here, is wire that is so corroded and oxidized that it won't solder. Which is not fun, it has to be said. I'm trying to scrape off the oxidization layer a bit without ripping the wires apart. Give it a good blob of flux and see if I can get it to solder. See what that's done, if anything. Well, it's sort of thinned it a bit. Hopefully that'll solder. All the solder joints are so crusty, it's not easy soldering at the best of times. I think that's got it. Right. I have now lost this wire as well, which all goes across to this blob here. So first off, I'm going to reflow this blob with some flux. Yep. And clean it up a bit. Seems for every wire that I reattach, another one breaks off. Again, disintegrated that time. Not looking healthy. It's a bit short. Let's see if I can get it to solder in. More length on this one. That wire there. Only comes from there. That could be easily rewired actually, that one. If I need to. But I'd prefer not to. Got it. That's in. Ooh. It's just a big lump of spaghetti, this thing. Right, where was I? Red wire. This red wire goes up to this bit that I can now no longer get to because this wire is in the way. It's fallen off again. Right, I'll leave that one off for the moment. Oh, and that one's broken off now as well. So badly corroded, these, they just snap constantly. Come on, take the solder, will you? Go. Right, what I actually want is down inside here somewhere. There, I believe. We've got a little triangle of 3 there, and below that one is the pin that I want. Okay. Do I want to? Yeah, I'm going to get my smaller soldering iron out for this, I think. It's not as beefy, but lets me get into tighter places when it works. Burn off all the corrosion. Right. Let's see if I can get this to wire in. Again, I've not got much length on this wire. And it's just turning to mush at the end. Come on, pick the solder. That's got it. Oof. Hey, President. This is the Walkman stereo cassette recorder WM-D6C. Yes, it is a D6C. And what's wrong with it is the batteries. The batteries are what's wrong with it. Or the batteries that leaked and filled it full of corrosion. So hopefully I will be able to resurrect it, but I don't hold out a huge amount of hope for it. So yes, it's just green crustiness throughout. I've got rid of most of the green crustiness. Now I'm trying to reattach all the wires that have snapped from corrosion. And I will probably end up replacing a few of them. In fact, I think I'm going to replace this orange one because it's only a very short one. I'm going to have to go and find wire now, aren't I? Wire. This has been lent to me by a friend to try and repair. It had been abandoned in their cellar for years and years and years. Now, this wire is somewhat thicker. I don't think it'll work, but I really want wire the same colour. I got orange that's finer. Might have. That's a bit thick as well. As is that. Ah, that's a bit better. That looks good. I think that looks the best one I can find. It's still a bit thicker than original, but not too bad. Absolutely, that's why it's worth trying to get this one going. Right. It's this wire here. And more wires have fallen off. Every time you move it, another wire falls off. It is tempting to just rip all the wires off, reflow every single solder joint, and rewire the whole thing from scrap. Right. Microscope there, and unplugged it. Not useful. Scrape around this bit to see what there is. Another wire is broken off. Yeah, these wires are so badly corroded, they just all want to fall off. Current cassette revival. I'm not sure there really is a revival as such. I mean, people say there's a revival of cassettes, but it's a very niche market even now. There's curiosity by the younger generations about older tech, but I would say there was a revival. It's not. As far as I know, none of the sort of mainstream stuff is being re-released on cassette. It's all very sort of niche indie stuff, small record labels doing small releases. So for there to be a revival, you'd have to have the likes of Sony and Universal and ANG and all these big labels re-releasing their back catalogues on cassette. And I can't see them doing that. But sure, if the younger generation want to explore the old technology, absolutely, I'm all for it. Just don't put our prices up in the process. Urban Monkey, it's not bodge wires, this. Bodge wires would imply that there was something that they were trying to fix. But this is interconnect wires on a one-layer board. It's basically the second layer of a two-layer board where one layer is just wire. Walkman Professional WMD6C. That's what this is. Oh yeah, they may release, but the quantity that they release will be a minuscule fraction of the rest of their catalogue. Right, now then, I was trying to get... And these ones have come off now, haven't they? The level of corrosion in this unit Urban Monkey is so high that the wires themselves have corroded up inside the plastic jackets. So I'm having to rewire a lot of it. And I've got to work out where all these fallen off wires go to. And then hope that the corrosion hasn't done too much damage to the traces as well. Which round here, it's looking reasonable, the traces. I don't think there's any actual breaks in them, thankfully, but oh, I don't know. That's looking, oh, that's looking okay there, I think. They're all very crusty though, so crusty. Yes. It was so corroded, even this spindle wouldn't turn. It moves freely now, though. But everywhere you look, there are green patches. Yeah, I'm wondering if this section here, it might be worthwhile just desoldering all of it and then trying to rewire it again using the wiring diagram, which is tricky to follow because a lot of the wires go between boards. But the wires are so corroded. Everywhere I turn, there's another one. There's one that has snapped off as well. As soon as I solder one on, another two fall off. I have no idea where these two have come off from. There's black wires, 3 black wires here, which I've got. There's the red there. There's a brown here. I think that's brown. Brownish. But I'm not seeing... Ah, there's a black over this way. And a black further on down here. So I think they came from down this end here. And they come from FG, whatever FG is. Over this direction. It goes up into the rest of the body here somewhere. Ooh, lost some more of this horrible fabric tape. These head off up into here somewhere. Not sure what FG is. FG 901. And it's just an FG in a circle, the symbol. So who knows what that is. But this is so crusty. Forward gear? I don't know. It's just here. 2 black wires going to FG. I don't really miss cassettes. I mean, I've got cassettes. I've got a decent cassette player, but I never use it. It's just sat in the cupboard. So, no, I don't really miss cassettes. There's nothing really positive to say about them that would get me to want to use them over anything else. They don't have the convenience of CD. They don't have the quality of CD. So yeah, there's no real reason to want to use them. Is my microscope working again, or is it done? It is, yeah. So I'm not really a fan of cassettes. I got nostalgia for younger times, when I was younger, using cassettes, but I don't have any real desire to use them. That's the level of crustiness I'm working with here at the moment. So I am tempted to remove all these wires and just rewire this whole section. It is just so horrible here. So the D6C, this. And this part of the circuit is based around this IC here, IC601, which is buried under here. CX2008. CX20084, actually. Flywheel generator. Okay. Yes, there is corrosion underneath everything. I am thinking I might just disconnect all these wires and then trust in my ability to rewire it all again from the schematic. These wires are so far gone. Well, it can't get any worse, can it? So I am gonna do it. I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm going to rewire the whole thing. Because these wires are just too far gone. So I'm going to disconnect all the wires, which may be a very bad idea. And then see about cleaning up all the joints. I think the level of corrosion here is just too great. Half the wires I don't even need to desolder, they just fall off. Let's quickly get a photo of where these coaxes go. can see a bit better now what I'm actually dealing with here, and it's not nice. I got mobile working. Battery low now. No, go away, you. That's useless. Okay, back to the scope. That's the level of corrosion that I'm dealing with here. It's not happy. But now that I've taken the wires away, I can give it another good squirt of vinegar. And a more aggressive scrubbing. Bits of solder mask falling off, flaking away. Crusty, really crusty. Well, that's cleaner, but not much. Lots of bits of solder mask have flaked away. Fortunately, the copper is so wide that the corrosion doesn't seem to have broken any tracks. I'm hoping. That looks iffy there. That might just be a solder mask covering it. Does all look rather iffy. There I am. But what I want to do now, I suppose, is reflow all of these joints. I don't know. There might be. But I don't know if I can even reliably test continuity through these crusty solder joints. I do have a hot air gun, yes, but I won't use it on this because this is SRBP, synthetic resin bonded paper. If you use a hot air gun on this, you'll just burn it. Oh no, Wesley. That's not good news. So what's your next plan of campaign with it then, Wes? Starting to look a little better this now. It's still not quite there, but looking better than it was. Hoping I haven't created any short circuits in the process. Right, I just want to check the continuity of a couple of these. So far they all seem okay. On that side they all look okay anyway. So yes, I think the thickness of the traces has saved them. Let's just see if I've created any shorts whilst doing this. Well, that's iffy there. Trace there, going from there to there. That one just there, isn't it? Let's just have a quick look at that one with the multimeter. That was from there to there. No, that's fine. That's okay. It's just the solder mask was hiding it. That's looking okay-ish. Better than it was, certainly. Now, rewiring this. I'm going to start off with the little orange wire that I've already replaced once. And then see where that takes me. So this orange was... going across the board over that way somewhere. From here. From this bit here to somewhere over there, I think it was. Okay. The other end of it goes to a place which I think is this bit of solder here. There's another orange wire coming off it. Yes, that's correct. One wire replaced. Ooh. Whole load of black wires going all over the board here. I'm going to replace those completely, I think. If I can find my reel of black wire. Oh, where's that gone? You don't know where that's gone. Well, let's find some other black wire. That's some good stuff. Alrighty, Urban Monkey, thank you for dropping by and joining the fun. Shall see you next time you swing by. Right. This one going. Going up into this area of horrible crustiness. I think I need more vinegar up here and some more scrubbing. Everywhere I look on this board, it's all crusty. Well, you'd expect that, but no. They assume that since it's a professional piece of equipment, it'll be used by a professional in a professional environment with professional knowledge and professional care taken over it, not stored in a basement with in a cellar with batteries left in it for 20 years. So, given the expected use of it, it would be perfectly fine, but given the actual usage of it, it's out of the ordinary. And professional doesn't necessarily mean built better, it just means has more features. Black wire. 4 going that way, 4 going that way, 4 going up there. Going into that board there. Black. Right. It's not the one I'm after. Which is the one I'm after? They've even numbered the wires on the schematic, which is nice. Five. 5 goes up and across to there. That's not that one. These up here. The speed control there is totally and utterly frozen solid. It's corroded inside there, all right. I might actually want to remove that entirely. It's the coaxial. The line out. Switch immediately next to the switch is that. There. Oh, and I've just broken a capacitor as well. Oh, everything is just so corroded, you touch it and it falls apart. A friend of yours bought a new laptop and has had massive problems with it. First, the battery didn't charge properly. After a repair, it worked for 1 week and then stopped completely. Oh, what make was that, by the way? I've never known one be that bad before, but there are some pretty ropey makes around these days. Lenovo. I've had a Lenovo for many a month, many a year now, and had no problems with it. I even bought it second hand on eBay, and it's been a great laptop. Done with my solder braid. I had it earlier, and now I've lost it. Oh, slightly crusty potentiometer this. Green furriness on it. I hope I can resurrect it, although it shouldn't be too hard to replace if I need to. I don't really want to replace any components if I can help it. Start by fizzing it up. Lovely bubbly. Yep, white spirit vinegar. Very satisfying, isn't it? What was green and crusty is now nice and clean and shiny. Take the screw out of it and just check out the interior. That's also a bit on the crusty side. Vinegar. Fizz. IdeaPad gaming. Oof, not a cheap laptop then. You would expect that one to have a little bit of quality about it, wouldn't you? Hey, Sanity. I guess like anything, there will always be some example that doesn't work quite as well as it should do, but you would expect expensive laptops to have a more thorough testing regime before they get released. Oh, that sucks, Sanity. That really sucks. I have a sort of a rule that I don't buy new technology. If I can get it second hand, then I will. The only thing I'd buy new is my phone. But all my computers are all second hand. My tablet's second hand. Everything's second hand. Not only am I keeping stuff out of the landfill or recycling or whatever, but also somebody else will have gone through the pain of having problems with it and sorted them out first. So well, that's the way I look at it. There, one completely rebuilt, recleaned, refurbished speed control knob. Feels so much better now. I'm going to have to replace this capacitor, aren't I? Which has snapped from corrosion. So much on this is going to need replacing and rewiring. Going to be a job and a half. Now, can I find this capacitor on this layout? Goes from, I think it's C213. Possibly. No, can't be. Going from the line out, it went over to there. Well, I've started Carrot House, so I have to finish. I can't give in. I've just got to try and find... Ah, there it is. Stretched across there. C322, this one was. That's C322. Now, what was C322? C322, ceramic. 1 nanofarad. Well, the whole board is a tangent. I'll be working on one bit of it and something else will break and I'll have to go off on a tangent to fix that. Oh, 2 I want, don't I? 1 nanofarad. Where's my heat shrink gone? Up there. Right, bring my diagram up again. Where did it go? It went... Gone. Come back. On the line out, all the way across to where that joined on there. Yep. Right. Capacitor replaced. Oh my, it's 10 o'clock here already. How time flies. What was I doing? I was trying to fit a single new wire, wasn't I? Really want to find my reel of black fine wire, don't I? No idea where it's gone. You may be happy to stick around Carrot House, but I've got to be heading off fairly soon. So I'm going to have to finish up in a minute. There's still cleaning up that needs doing on here, and I need to find my black wire, my real black wire. I have no idea where it's gone. He says reaching down and finding it. Okay, no excuses. Now I can carry on. Good stuff, this wire. Something like 32 AWG or something silly like that. Right, where was this one going? I can't remember now. There, that was it, wasn't it? Up to the edge there. That's that black there. Along there, right up to here. Is this a brand name wire? No, it's probably Alpha Wire or somebody like that. It's just what was cheap on Farnell at the time, I think. This is wire number... Oh, no, that's not the wire. That just goes over to there. That's... confused. That's that wire. 44, 45. I don't think there are any traces at all broken. Strange as it may seem. Every single wire that is on here is an official Sony wire, which is forming part of the main circuit. $25 it might have been. Nope. Which immediately... No, am I looking at the wrong bit here? That's right next to the switch. Let's get it into view. I think I'm soldered this on to number 44. 44 goes... Ah, of course, it goes to this block here, not this block here. That goes around there, up to here. Trim it down. Yes, I really have to finish off. I'm going to solder this one wire on, and then I'm going to finish the stream and pack everything up. Because it is past time for me to finish, and my voice is going, oh God, I can't speak now. There we go. Right, soldering iron off. That's it. I'm done. That's enough for today. I can't speak anymore. My voice is gone. I need a drink. Oh. I have to carry this on Thursday, I think. Oh. Yes, it's 10:10 now. Time to finish. That's an interesting start anyway. Where are we? Into the outro, yes. Oh, need to turn that down. Otherwise it echoes. Ha, yes. That was a rabbit hole I wasn't expecting to go quite so deep down. It was kind of a lot more corroded and messed up than I thought it would be. But I think it will be recoverable. Just will take a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of streams. So if you want to be notified when I carry on doing this on Thursday at 7 PM GMT, be sure to follow me, because I've nearly got my my followers up to 50, which is my major waypoint. So thank you everybody who's streamed. If you have who's followed me. If you haven't followed me, please do. You will be a big help to me. If you really love me, you will sign up on Patreon. It's only $3 or £3 or something a month, I think it is. And that'll get you your name down here, early access to videos, extra content, more community fun. And of course, you'll find me on Discord and my videos on YouTube. So yes, thank you for joining me, and I'm looking forward on Thursday to carrying on with this. So I'm going to go and have a drink and rest my voice now, and I shall see you Thursday.